Hello everybody! How you all doing out there? I hope this video is finding you well. Welcome or welcome back to Get Right On In. My name is Andrew, for those of you who do not know, and today I'm just going to continue on with my little blog tip series and share some tips on how to craft the perfect headline. Perfect may be a little bit of an exaggeration because headlines are actually very much not my favorite thing, but I thought I would at least share a few tips that will hopefully make the process of choosing a headline much less stressful for you. So with all that now out of the way, without further ado, let's just get right on in. So as I said just a second ago, if you are anything like me, then crafting a headline is one of your least favorite things about writing blog posts. How do you make it clickable? Or capture the essence of the entire post in just a few words? Give away everything without saying anything at the same time? There are many formulas out there that are designed to help you craft the perfect headline, but here are 5 tips that hopefully take away some of the pressure. Number 1, use power words to enhance intrigue. You don't even have to be a copywriter or a blogger to make use of power words. Power words speak to the psychological or emotional triggers in your reader or your viewer or whoever you're trying to connect with. For example, if you have a booktube channel or a book blog or something of the sort, you might try something out like massive book haul, because that would then make your viewer interested in just how massive this haul actually is. I will include a link down in that description box to an opt-in monster article that provides over 700 power words in a bunch of different categories. You'll find things like fortune and whopping under the greed category, backdoor and myths under curiosity, freebie and quick under sloth words, and a whole bunch of different other options that will help you narrow down your choice for the best power word. This article obviously only contains 700 of like a gajillion power words, but give it a read and see if any of them speak to you. Spend some time with power words in general. Whether you're trying to sell anything or not, power words are really good to know for generalized conversation as well. As a writer, it's just always important to understand the way that we use words, whether it is to coerce or convince or anything in between. Tip number 2, choose emotional words that speak to the reader. Outside of power words, think of emotionally charged words that may also help drive forward your point. The use of power words in general is meant to also invoke this type of emotional response, but if you add in words like affectionate or compulsive or frustrated or something like that that speaks to an actual emotion, you're simply just continuing the influence over whoever you want to click on your title. I also have a link down in that description box to an article from Very Well Family that goes over a lot of the different emotionally charged words, similar to that opt-in monster article. So mix and match with some power words and some emotionally charged words to see how that will impact your headlines. Tip number 3, offer solutions to the question presented. So let's say you're driving down the road and you find yourself with a flat tire. Maybe you're a mechanic and you know a bunch of stuff about cars. Then again, maybe not. So there you are on the side of the road, and maybe you've paid your AAA bill for the year, or maybe you haven't. If you haven't, you might find yourself coming across an article or something titled How to Change a Tire. See where I'm going with this here? If your post has an answer to a common question, try putting the solution in the title. How-to articles specifically are really good for this. No matter what it is you're offering advice on, somebody out there needs it. If you can convince that reader that you will offer that help to them via the headline, then you have already earned their trust. Tip number 4, try out different headlines. It may come as a shock to some newer writers out there, but it is not very often that one just sits down and busts out a headline. In fact, you should always try out a few. Play with those power words. Mix and match with the emotional responses. Oscillate between how-to pieces versus other types of advice or articles or whatever. For me, as I have said, the headline is usually the biggest headache that comes with writing a post. Part of that headache just simply comes from the vitality of having a clickable title. And my final tip here, number 5, to help out with that is to make use of headline analyzers. You don't have to go through this alone. For copywriters out there using WordPress, one of these analyzers that I suggest comes with the Yoast plugin, which I will also link down there in that description box. I will be using the Yoast plugin for advice on multiple topics throughout these little blog videos, so if you do have WordPress, I highly recommend you at least getting the free version of that. One of the main features does come with a headline analyzer that will grade your headline on a scale of 100. But if you don't use WordPress or you don't want to use that plugin or anything, a simple Google search of headline analyzers will definitely lead you in the right direction. A strong, healthy headline is one of the keys to driving people toward your content. So when you spend all of this time on your post, make sure you're spending just as much time on the title to drive people to click it. And there you are, my friends, 5 tips that will hopefully help you out when it comes to crafting out all of these headlines. How do you approach your headline making? Do you get as stressed out about them as I do? Any tips or tricks I may have missed out on? Feel free to let me know down in those comments, as well as any other questions you may have or any other topics you would like for me to discuss throughout these blog videos. I have a few prepared, but if there are questions that come my way that are topics I wasn't thinking of in the first place, I would be happy to address them for you. In the meantime, if you liked this video, I would love it if you would consider giving that little like button, as well as considering hitting that little subscribe button and joining me every Tuesday and Thursday and sometimes on Sunday for bookish and writerly and entertainment-y-esque content. In the meantime, I hope you all have a day just as beautiful as you. I hope you have a great time busting out some headlines, and I will see you all next time. Bye!